crafty people, and welcome to my channel. Today I am making a kind of like a shadow box or tunnel card with this Graphic 45 Wonder of Oz collection. Let me just show you. This is the 12 by 12 collection pack, and it's that old, the vintage style illustrations from the book. And I wasn't sure if I was going to tape this. I kind of came in mid-project, so some of it is done, some of it is not. What I did was I glimmer foiled using black foil on acetate, and I will link over to the video where I did that in case you are wondering how to achieve that. But I have from Spellbinders, this is a coordinating product with the paper from Graphic 45. I have these press plates from the Wonder of Oz collection, and they come with dies, and it was so nice of Spellbinders to send me these months to have a play with. So what I did is so you can use BetterPress plates on your glimmer foiling machine, which is pretty awesome. And I have a hard time foiling, and I had no trouble using these press plates. So that worked out pretty well. And then what I did was I did partial die cutting when I cut these out, so that they only where the feet were, it cut up to there, and then I was able to trim out a little tab so that I'd be able to attach the characters inside the card. And so when I have, if they're walking down the yellow brick road or whatever they're doing, I would be able to put this behind the paper, and so it looked like they were walking right on there. And then what I did was I used my Spectrum Noir alcohol markers, and I colored in from the back. So it did add some color to the characters, and I colored them in the old style shades and all of that. So we have all these pieces. I've cut out a bunch of the things that we need for the card. Trying to explain. I'm like, these are my midnight musings, right? I don't know if that happens to you, but I'm like, oh, how could I do this? And how could I do this? And all that stuff. So this is going to be the back of the tunnel card. And then I created, out of also the pattern paper, these are 3" by 4 5/8, and I scored them every 1/2 inch, and then I folded them zigzaggy opposites, because I wanted a flat piece in on the top and the bottom for both sides. For the back, I did miter the edges so it would look better when it was back here. And then this will go on the edge here and here. So then we have these springies, right? And then I hope to create a like a piece inside that either they're going down the yellow brick road or the poppies or something like that. And then I will attach the top. This is going to be the background for the top, and then I'm going to cut the window out with this die. And this is the Pink Fresh, let me just check it for you, Slim Ornate banner. So we can get started with some of this. What I'm gonna do on here is I'm gonna put these together with temporary adhesive, and then I'm going to die cut because then if it doesn't cut through both layers, I can just take the top layer off and it will have left an imprint in the second layer, and then I can just reline up the die and cut the new piece. So I'm just trying to center this up. Okay. I'm gonna line this up. And then I will run this through my die cut machine. Alright, it looks like we got lucky and it went through both. Okay. So then I want to attach this with glue. Alright, so that is all lined up, ready to go. And then let's start making the back panel. And I think I want to put this on, I was thinking double-sided adhesive, but I think I want a little wiggle room. Okay, so now we have our springy on that side. Just gonna use my bone folder here. And I'm gonna put the springy on this side. Okay, so now we have our springies on both sides. And I think I'm gonna, not that anybody can see it, but it might lay a little better against the front if we miter these corners as well. So now I'm going to put this puppy paper in, and I wanted to do that to cover up these springies. So let me get that put in. And my glue press right now has, you can either get a like a detail glue bottle top, or you can get a just like, you know, regular. So unless we want to be here for 4 hours trying to get the glue out of my little bottle, we can just use this one. Okay, and then this one will go on top of that. Okay, so now we have this all together, and we just need to build our inside bridge that will connect on either side, and that's what we're going to attach the characters to. So it looks like that they're, you know, floating and going along on their merry adventure. Alright, so let me get some paper together for that. Alright, I got this, I cut this strip, and it is 9.5 by 1 1/4, and it's the Yellow Brick Road paper, and I back that with some Simon Says Stamp Ivory, and then I used this Lawn Fawn stitched hillside border, and it's not long enough for the whole thing, but that's okay because I can just make tabs at the end. So I cut out the middle, and then I'm just gonna snip this here on the side, and I'm not gonna cut it like all the way down because I want this to stick out so that I can attach it here. Okay, so this is going to be our piece that goes inside as the bridge for our characters to go on their adventure. So I'm going to get this adhered into here so then we can start building the rest of the card. Alright, so I actually went through and I redid the bridge part, and I attached it to the front of one of the zigzags so that it would pop up a little bit more, because when it was attached to the back of the zigzag, it was kind of laying a little bit too flat. So that is awesome. Alright, now we get to put on our friends here. And for that, I am just going to put some double-sided adhesive on the front of the acetate, and then we can just place it in here. The lion's acetate tab is a little bit long for this, so I'll just snip a little bit of it off. So you just have to kind of think of the placement for these, the characters, and if you have enough room and all of that. So I'm just trying to eyeball this a little bit. So I think that layout will work. Alright, now we have all of our characters. That's exciting. Okay. So now we can put the front panel on. I think I'm going to use the tape on that. Alright, so now we have our card put together. Look at how fun this is. Like they're going on an adventure. Yellow brick road. I love that. That is so funny. Alright, so now we have to decorate. I had cut out from the paper this strip. I wanted to put this here. So I'm just trying to see where this needs to be on this side. Okay. And make sure this is straight. Alright, and then I was going to put a puppy up here. And then on the back, I wanted to show you, I cut some layered panels from the patterned paper, and this is from the die cuts, and this is from the die cut ephemera. So you can put your message here, and I just thought this really tied this together, and I thought that looked so pretty. So here we are, our giant tunnel pop-up card, whatever we want to call it, with the Graphic 45 Wonder of Oz collection with Spellbinders. And these were the BetterPress, and I foiled onto acetate with black foil and then colored them in with alcohol markers on the reverse side. And then when I cut them out, I did partial die cutting, so they had little tabs on their feet, so I could stick them on there. Then we just cut out the hillside with the hillside banner, the border, the yellow brick road paper, so we can see them while they're going on their adventure, and then just tape them in there. So we have this really cool tunnel card. Sorry about the glare with the lights. But you could do this type of card for any kind of thing that you have. If you have any like ephemera or things like that, you just make a little zigzaggy, have a bridge or two in the middle, and attach your pieces to it, and then put a front on. So it's very simple. So if you enjoyed this video and want to support my channel, I would love it if you could hit that like button and also consider subscribing. It greatly helps me getting out my content, other crafters just like you. Again, I will list everything in the description box and over on my blog at egidesigns.com. And if you want to stick around, I will put my card making playlist up top so you can check it out for more card ideas and inspiration. Thanks so much for stopping by today and have a great day. Bye-bye.